Hey guys, welcome to Books Amaze. I am Avni and I recently listened to this amazing book called Unfuck Yourself, written by Gary John Bishop in an audiobook format, and I completely fell in love with this book and the author. Not only because of the content or the writing of this book, but more so because of how this audiobook was narrated by the author himself. And please don't confuse yourself, between the titles of this book, Unfuck Yourself, and The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, because that book is extremely bad. I have not liked that book. That's why I haven't talked about it yet. But I really like this book. In fact, this book, Unfuck Yourself, is the new age, The Secret, which you all should read. If you are in search of a good motivational book, trust me, this is the book for you. And this book has so much to offer. There are so many nuggets of wisdom that it kind of gets hard to consume it all at once. So my advice for you would be to take your time, grasp everything slowly and gradually, and just don't read it all at once. Just read everything, read every lesson properly, and try to apply it in your daily life, because all of the teachings, all of the lessons in this book are very practical. But just to give you a general idea about the book, this book helps you to move past the limitations that we impose on ourselves. This book will help you to move past the feeling of being fucked up. This book helps you to detangle that mess that we create in our minds. Because honestly, most of the times it's our thoughts. It's those negative thoughts or those negative self-talks that we keep telling ourselves, which blocks our ability to thrive and to prosper. So this book is a combination of 7 chapters, or I should say 7 assertions, where each assertion is a combination of several small assertions. So what I'll do today is I'll mention 2 assertions out of these 7 assertions that have stayed with me, and they have been a game changer for me. So I hope they work out for you also, and based on these 2 assertions, you can decide whether you want to go and buy this book and read this book for all the 7 assertions. The first assertion or the lesson is the concept of willing and unwilling, which is to ask yourself before setting up any small or long-term goal, whether I am willing to do this or unwilling to do this. Honestly guys, I was a little confused about this at the beginning, because we always say I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to get famous, I'm willing to become a millionaire, I'm willing to get those 6-pack abs, I'm willing to become a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, etc. We never say I'm unwilling to do this. But speaking about them, or maybe even writing them down as goals in our personal journal, is way different than actually doing it. For example, if you say, I am willing to become a millionaire, ask yourself, will I be able to put in hundreds of hours of work every single day? If you say, I am willing to become a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, but do you know what it takes to actually become a CEO of a Fortune 500 company? They sleep less, they network a lot, probably they don't have enough time to spend with their family and their kids, probably they don't even have a perfect work-life balance. Are you willing to live that kind of life? What is your priority? If your priority is to have a perfect work-life balance, to be able to spend as much time as possible with your kids, to be able to take as many vacations as you can, then you might need to reconsider your goal of becoming a millionaire. Similarly, ask yourself, are you willing to do what it takes to have those 6-pack abs? Are you willing to go to gym every single day, work out rigorously? Or you would be happy and sufficient with, just a fit and healthy lifestyle when your fat percentage would be less. Ask yourself, am I willing to do what it takes to become famous? It might require hours and daily social media presence. It might require a good PR strategy. It might require you to dress up in a certain way, to talk in a certain way. Are you willing to do all of this to become famous? Most of the times, we do not require all of these goals in our life. We just do it, or we just say I'm willing to do this just because everyone else is saying it. So next time, when you're making a goal for yourself, ask yourself, am I willing to do this or am I unwilling to do this? You'll get lots of answers and your goal list will be clear and concise. Second lesson, I am not my thoughts, I am what I do. And this is one of the most important concepts that made me fall in love with this book. Because every other self-help book out there that you'll pick up, you'll get to see the same thing over and over again. You are your thoughts. You are what you think. Thoughts become things. If you think positive things will happen to you. If you think about negative things will happen to you. All of it's true to a certain extent, but it is also true that you can't control your negative thoughts. They are bound to return. Maybe once a day or maybe several times a day. You can't control them. And this book teaches you the exact opposite of this. It teaches you that you are not your thoughts. You are your actions. And when you think of it in that way, it makes complete sense. In fact, I fell so much in love with this quote that I have pasted it on my wall. You are your thoughts is a very theoretical concept, but you are your actions is a very practical one. And in the long run, what matters is what actions you took, not what your thoughts were. Most of the times it happens that we have positive thoughts, we have motivational thoughts, but we end up doing nothing. We end up taking no actions based on those thoughts. And it's our consistent and continuous actions that motivates us to keep going, not our thoughts. Ask yourself, wasn't it easier for you to keep going to the gym when you were already doing it for past 15 or 20 days? Or was it easier for you to go to the gym when you were constantly thinking about the benefits of going to the gym? So these were the two assertions that made me fall in love with this book, and based on these two assertions, you can now decide for yourself whether you want to buy this book or not. But if you decide to buy it, I strongly recommend you to go for the audiobook version, because Gary John Bishop's voice is amazing and he has delivered the book perfectly. So go for it. I am mentioning the Amazon link of this book in the description box below, and this book is a refreshing change in the world of self-help books. What I used to do is I just used to put on my headphones and listen to this book while exercising, while running on treadmill, or while doing Surya Namaskars, and trust me guys, it has helped me a lot. It boosted my confidence, my concentration like anything, because earlier when I used to exercise, I used to distract a lot, but after listening to this book, and especially after listening to the chapter of thoughts versus actions, my concentration just increased by 10 times. So I strongly recommend you to listen to this book in the audiobook version. And if you have already read this book, mention in the comment section below what are your thoughts about this book. I hope that you have liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that. I'll see you soon with another video. Till then, take care of yourself and keep reading. Bye.